Hey, what's up everyone? Danny Lightning back with another CSR2 video. So we're going to talk about Tempest 3 Tier 4. Now, Tier 4 is the hardest. I'm going to make a video for Tempest 1, Tempest 2, Tempest 3, and I'm going to make a video for each tier. So today is Tempest 3 Tier 4, and we're going to talk about which cars can beat it. Now, I know I made a video about this about which cars can beat Tempest a while back, but Tier 4 is extremely hard, especially on Tempest 3. Alright, so there's a lot of new cars that come out, and there's a few more that can actually do it. So we're going to talk about those cars. Alright, one of the cars is the Mustang HPE 750. Now this guy, if you can get enough parts into this car, you're going to have it almost maxed out. This can beat Tempest 3, Tempest 2, and Tempest 1, no problem. Right, of course, Tempest 3 is the hardest out of those, but this can beat all of the Tempest races. As far as Tier 3 goes, Tier 1, not too bad. Tier 2, not too bad. You don't have to have it maxed out. You just need a handful of parts. Tier 3, though, you're pretty much going to have to max this guy out. Alright, the next one is the BMW M5 Competition. Again, for Tempest 3, Tier 4, you're really going to have the parts in this guy, okay? This car will beat the whole thing, no problem, without having to change cars. This is another great car to use if you have the parts for it. That's the problem, is getting the parts for this thing is not necessarily easy, okay? Some of you guys that, this was a Prestige Cup car or a Milestone Prize car or whatever it was a few seasons back. So there is some of you guys who might have spent a bunch of keys to max this guy out. Alright, if you're still doing the Tempest and you did max this thing out, you are in luck, because this can beat Tempest 3, Tier 4, without even having to switch cars. Alright, the problem is, you got speed traps and you got sprint races, and then you've got the boss you got to beat. So you need a car with really good top speed, you need a car that speeds up really quickly, and you need a car that runs a decently fast time. Alright, next is the RX-7 Rocket Bunny. Alright, this is a really good car. Alright, you gotta almost max this guy out. This guy pretty much needs to be maxed, or you're probably not going to be able to beat Tempest 3 Tier 4. Alright, you might be able to be missing a couple fusions, but I'm pretty sure you're going to need all of the Stage 6 parts for this guy. Alright, this is actually a really cool car, and this car has been out for a really long time, so some of you guys might have this. I don't know if you're going to have it maxed out or not, but I believe this should be able to beat the entire thing without changing cars. Some of you guys, if you don't have the cars maxed, a lot of these cars can beat the boss without being maxed out, but the problem is, not every car has the fast 0 to 100 or 0 to 60 time, and not every car has a fast top speed, so some of you guys might even just need to change cars. You know, I had to change cars, I believe, on Tempest. On Tempest 3 Tier 4, I believe I actually had to change cars, but we'll get to that a little later. Alright, so this guy right here, if you happen to have this one maxed out, it can do it. Alright, so we got the Nissan GTR Nismo R35N Attack Package. This guy should be able to go through the entire thing without having to switch cars. Now, you are pretty much going to need to have this thing maxed out. Alright, you're stuck on Tempest 3 and you have a whole bunch of silver keys. At the time I made this video, this is currently the Prestige Cup car. So, if you're watching this at the time that I made it, and you got it's probably going to take you a good somewhere between 20 and 40,000 bronze keys to buy crates. Alright, but if you were able to get this, and you've got a lot of bronze keys to spend to get parts, you can max this guy out. You pretty much have to have this one maxed out in order to beat Tempest 3 Tier 4. Alright, but this is one of the cars that can do it if you have enough parts into it. Alright, so I'm a little bit unsure if this is correct, but some people are saying the LB NSX if you can completely max this guy out, they're saying this can do it without changing cars. This has an extremely high top speed. This is great for the speed traps, but when it comes to the sprint races, I'm not so sure that you're going to have an easy time being able to do the sprint races, because this has a really bad 0 to 100 time. Now, some people say if you tune this car just right, unfortunately I don't have tuning for it, but supposedly if you tune this thing just right, it'll beat all of it if you have it completely maxed out. I still find it hard to believe this car is going to beat the speed trap. I know it'll do the, or I have a hard time believing it's going to beat the sprint race, which is usually either 0 to 100 or 0 to 60. I know it can do the speed trap easy because I actually switched from my Mustang HPE to this guy because my Mustang HPE wasn't quite maxed and I couldn't get the top speed, so I switched over to this. I hit the speed trap, no problem, switched back to my Mustang HPE 750, and then I finished off the boss with it. So this may or may not work for the entire thing. Alright, the good news is if you do lock in a car that doesn't work, you can always change it, but that does cost gold, okay? So this is rumored to do it. I've had a couple people say they've used this for the entire thing, but they had to have it completely maxed out, and the tune to beat the speed traps, they said it was a huge pain playing with stuff to get it to work. So it's not going to be if this one does work, it's not going to be easy, okay? Alright, so here we have the Cadillac CTS-V. This car needs to be maxed out or really close to it, but supposedly this guy can run through the entire thing, no problem. Alright, so this is one of those cars. I think we got this as a milestone prize car a while back. It might have even been a Prestige Cup car. A lot of these cars were because I already have them. So that means there were crates for these cars. So if you happen to have maxed any of these out after you won them, awesome. You're going to be set for, you know, Tempest 3 Tier 4. I don't really remember driving this car or anything, but this guy, you know, if you got enough parts, this car will do it, no problem. Alright, so next. Alright, so again, I'm not 100% sure if this one is accurate, but supposedly, alright, they recently changed the Legends cars around. So they all drive differently, they all run differently. I don't know if this one can still do it or not, but some people have told me they've had this completely maxed out before the change. When Elite Customs came out, it changed a lot of these cars, okay? Well, I don't know if this one can still do it or not. I kind of have my doubts. I don't remember this having a very good 0 to 100 time. But anyways, some people are saying they were able to do this before the Elite Customs change. Alright, after the Elite Customs, the car drives different. It runs a different time. You know, I don't know if this one still works or not. But some people say it did. It still may or may not if you have it maxed out. Okay? And I think we got one more to talk about. Okay, again, we've got the NSXR, a Legends car. So, there was an Elite Customs change on this car as well, I believe. I'm pretty sure every single Legends car is different now. So, some people were telling me they ran through it with this. They said it wasn't easy, but they were able to do it. Now, this car has changed around a lot, so I'm still not sure if this car is able to do this or not, but there's a slight possibility that it can if you have it maxed out. So those are pretty much all the cars you can use that'll just run right through without having to switch cars. Now, if you have some of these but you don't have them maxed out, okay, you might still be able to do it. You might have one car that's fast enough to do the 0 to 100 sprints. You might have one car that's fast enough to do the speed trap, and you might have one car that's fast enough to beat the boss. You know, you might only need 2 cars. I don't know, but you might have to change cars around if you don't have any of those. All right, so there's a bunch of cars that can do it if you spent money like a lot of the Fast and Furious cars and stuff like that will beat the Tempest races if you spent some money on them, okay? All right, so Roman's BR9, that's a Fast and Furious car. The Nissan Fairlady Z Fast and Furious car. The Fast and Furious Veilside Mazda RX-7. The Alfa Romeo C8. And the Fast and Furious Mitsubishi Eclipse. If you have those cars maxed out, I guess those ones will also do it as well, but those cars you had to pay for the car and the parts. So I know not everybody has those maxed out, but if you happen to have any of those maxed out at this time, you know, they should be able to do it. Alright, so on Tempest 4, alright, you're going to have a speed trap of 260 miles per hour. So you need a car that does over 260 miles per hour. Alright, for the sprint race, you're going to have to do a 0 to 60 in less than 1.494. And you're going to need to do a 0 to 100 in less than 4.268. Plus, you need to beat the boss time, alright? And the boss's time is, I got to look that up because I forgot. And I believe the boss runs a 12.389, okay? I'll put the times and stuff down in this video's description, alright? That way you can see what the fastest sprint, the sprint races, the boss time, and the fastest speed trap you have to beat is. Alright, so as far as I know, those are the ones that can do it. Tempest 3 Tier 4 is not easy at all, guys. Not easy at all. So anyways, I think that's going to wrap this video up, and I will catch you guys later. See ya.